My girlfriend left her laptop open with a document titled, Our Future, 5-Year Plan. I clicked it. It detailed how she'd get pregnant, accidentally, move into my house, then divorce me for alimony after 3 years. I said nothing, just forwarded it to my lawyer. When she found out her secret plan was now evidence in a restraining order, I, 32 male, still can't believe I'm typing this out. Part of me wants to pretend it never happened, but honestly, writing this feels therapeutic, or whatever. So, I work from home most days doing software consulting. My girlfriend, ex-girlfriend now, let's be real, had been living with me for about 8 months. We'd been together almost 2 years total. Normal relationship stuff. She'd complain about her job at the dental office. I'd complain about difficult clients. We'd order too much takeout and binge whatever show everyone was talking about. She left for work one morning and forgot her laptop on the kitchen table. Screen was still on. I was grabbing coffee and saw this document open on her screen. Our Future, 5-Year Plan.x. Kinda sweet, right? I figured maybe she was planning surprise vacation ideas or wedding Pinterest boards or something. We'd talked about marriage in that vague someday way couples do. I clicked it. What I saw made me feel physically sick. It wasn't a cute future plan. It was a step-by-step guide to trapping me, like bullet points and everything. She had embedded spreadsheets. The plan basically went, stop taking birth control without telling me. Get pregnant accidentally within 6 months. She literally wrote that I think she's still on the pill and to act surprised and emotional when it happens. Move fully into my house and establish legal residence. She'd already done this part and had a little checkmark next to it. Use the pregnancy to stop working or work less. He'll cover everything because he's responsible like that. Her words. Have the baby. Take extended maternity leave, maybe quit entirely. He makes $140,000, he can handle it. File for divorce around year 3. Cite me being a workaholic or irreconcilable differences. She noted that family courts favor mothers, so custody would be easy. The end goal? Child support around $2,000 per month based on my income. Alimony for a few years because she sacrificed her career. Force a house sale or buyout because she'd be entitled to half the equity if we were married when she filed, even though I bought the place 3 years before I even met her. Her actual words at the bottom. Financial security for me and baby. Eventual freedom to live my life. He's stable and boring, but that's what makes this work. There was more too. Notes about which friends would back her story about me being distant or unsupportive. Reminders to document every argument we had. She'd taken screenshots of my banking app when I'd left my phone unlocked once, my savings, my retirement accounts, all of it. This wasn't some random thought. She'd been planning this for months. I sat there staring at the screen. My hands were shaking, but my brain went into this weird calm mode. Like autopilot. I forwarded the whole document to my personal email. Then I sent it to my lawyer, same guy who handled my house purchase. Texted him, need to talk, ASAP, urgent. Then I took photos. The document open on her screen. The file properties showing it was last modified 4 days ago. Her logged-in user account visible. Just covered every base I could think of. Closed the laptop, left it exactly where she'd left it. Went to my office and worked like it was just another day. She came home that evening all happy and chatty. Talked about some difficult patient, asked what I wanted for dinner. I said pizza was fine. We ordered pizza. We ate. We watched TV. I didn't say a word about what I'd found. My lawyer called the next morning while she was at work. This is pretty damning evidence if she ever tries anything legal, he said. Have you confronted her yet? No. Good. Don't. Not yet. Let me think about how to handle this strategically. First question. Are you two married? No, she lives here but it's my house. I bought it 3 years before we met. Excellent. Is her name on any accounts or assets? No. Everything's separate. She Venmos me like $400 a month for her share of groceries and utilities. Even better. Here's what we should do. Update 1. The lawyer laid out a game plan. The goal wasn't revenge or anything dramatic. Just protect myself legally and make sure her little scheme never had a chance of working. First thing, document everything going forward. I started keeping notes. When she got home, conversations we had, anything weird, saved every Venmo payment she sent. Even took a photo of her birth control pills in the medicine cabinet. Still full, still taking them apparently. Guess she hadn't started phase 1 of the plan yet. Second, lock down my assets before she could claim anything. My lawyer drafted this cohabitation agreement. Basically spelled out that we were dating and living together but not married, not common law, nothing. My house was mine. My money was mine. She had no legal claim to anything except her personal stuff. I printed it out and left it on the table one morning with a sticky note. Hey babe, my financial advisor suggested we both sign this for legal protection since you're living here. Standard stuff for couples who live together. No big deal, but covers us both if anything happens. Love you. She signed it that same day. Didn't even read it carefully. Just texted me a photo of her signature with a bunch of heart emojis. Third part of the plan was trickier. I needed to kill her scheme without revealing I knew about it. Waited until the weekend. She was in a great mood. We were just hanging out on the couch. She was scrolling Instagram. I was pretending to watch whatever was on TV. Random question, I said. Do you see us getting married someday? She looked up and smiled big. Of course, when the time's right. Why? You thinking about it? Yeah, I've been thinking about the future a lot lately. Our future, kids, timeline, all that stuff. Her eyes literally lit up. She probably thought her plan was working perfectly. I actually need to be honest with you about something, I said. I don't think I want kids. Like ever. I've been thinking about getting a vasectomy. The smile froze on her face. What? I know we haven't really talked about it seriously, but the more I think about my life, the more I realize I'm happy with things as they are. My career, my freedom, just you and me. A kid would change everything, and I don't want that change. I'm looking into scheduling a consultation. She just stared at me. I could literally see her brain recalculating. Her entire plan needed a baby. No baby meant no child support, no custody leverage. No, I gave up my career for our family story. You can't be serious right now. I am serious. Is that a deal breaker for you? Because I'd understand if it is. I need to think about this, she said quietly. Of course. Take whatever time you need. Just wanted to be upfront about it. She barely spoke to me the rest of the weekend. Went to bed early. Spent a lot of time on her phone in the other room. That Monday, she texted me from work. I think we need to talk about where this relationship is going. Maybe I should move back to my apartment for a while. Thing is, her lease had ended months ago. She'd sublet her old place to someone else. She had nowhere to go except her parents' place 3 hours away or couch surfing with friends. I texted back. If that's what you need, I understand. Take whatever time you need to figure things out. Update 2. She didn't move out. Instead, she tried to change my mind. First came the tears. Lots of crying about how she'd always dreamed of being a mom. How she thought we were building a future together. How devastated she was that I'd make such a huge decision without thinking about her feelings. I stayed calm every time. I understand you're disappointed. That's exactly why I wanted to tell you now, instead of wasting more of your time if kids are a deal breaker for you. Then she got angry. Started accusing me of leading her on and wasting 2 years of her life. Called me selfish and immature for not wanting to grow up and be a real man. I just let her vent. Didn't argue back. Just kept saying I'm sorry you feel that way over and over. Then she switched to bargaining. What if we just had one? Just one kid? I'd do all the work, you'd barely have to help. Huge red flag, but I just shook my head. I've made my decision. If that doesn't align with what you want from life, I totally get it. Maybe we should end things so you can find someone who wants the same future. That's when things got nasty. She stopped paying her share of expenses. When I asked about it, she said, "You make way more than me anyway. You can afford it. Besides, I'm saving up to move out since you're basically kicking me out." I never asked her to leave. Never said she had to go. But sure, make me the bad guy. Caught her going through my file cabinet one night. When I asked what she was doing, she claimed she was looking for a phone charger in a locked filing cabinet. Right. She started treating my house like a hotel. Dishes piled up everywhere, laundry all over the place, messes in every room. When I asked her to clean up after herself, she'd snap, "Well, you're the one who wants me gone anyway, so what do you care?" I took photos of all of it. Documented dates and times. Then her mom called me out of nowhere. "What is going on with you two? My daughter is absolutely devastated. She thought you were going to propose, and now you're throwing her out on the street? Ma'am, I'm not throwing anyone out. I was honest about not wanting children, and she's processing that information. She's welcome to stay as long as she needs, while she figures out her next steps. You led her on. She gave up her apartment to move in with you. She chose to end her lease. I never asked her to do that. You are a cold, heartless person. My daughter deserves so much better than you. She probably does deserve better. Which is why I think it's best if we go our separate ways. Her mom sputtered something and hung up on me. Couple days later, her best friend showed up at my house. Just knocked on the door, and when I answered, she pushed right past me inside. We need to talk about what you're doing to her. Excuse me? She is miserable, crying every single day. You tell her you love her. You move her into your house, and then you just randomly decide you don't want the same things anymore? That's manipulative as hell. I was honest about where I stand on having kids. She's free to make her own choices based on that information. You're manipulating her. You know she has nowhere else to go. You're making her feel trapped. She's a grown woman with a full-time job and her own income. She's choosing to stay here. I'm not forcing anything. The friend got right in my face. You're going to regret this. She could take you for everything you have. You know that, right? And there it was. The real reason for the friendly visit. Testing me to see if I knew about her rights. I smiled. We have a signed cohabitation agreement clearly stating she has no claim to my property or assets, and we're not married, so there's no alimony situation. But I appreciate your concern. Her face went completely white. You made her sign something? I asked her to sign a standard legal document that accurately reflects our relationship status. She signed it willingly without any pressure. She left without saying another word. That same night, my girlfriend confronted me. Did you trick me into signing away my rights? You signed a document that accurately describes our situation. You're not my wife. This isn't your house. You have no legal claim to my property or income. That's just reality. I could still sue you. For what exactly? She didn't have an answer for that. I think it's time for you to move out. I said, you have 30 days. That's more than fair. She absolutely lost it, screaming about how I'd used her, how I was heartless, how she'd given me the best years of her life, and I was throwing her away like garbage. I didn't engage, just walked to my office and locked the door. The next morning, the laptop was gone from the kitchen table. Final update. The last couple weeks were absolutely insane, but it's finally over. After I told her she needed to move out, she went totally scorched earth on me. Started telling everyone who would listen that I'd been financially abusing her, that I was forcing her to pay rent to live in our house while controlling all her money. The works. Some mutual friends reached out asking what was happening. I kept it simple. We're breaking up because we want different things from life. I've asked her to move out with plenty of notice. That's all I'm comfortable discussing. Most people got it and stayed neutral. A few took her side. Whatever. She tried claiming tenants' rights. Had some paralegal friends send me this letter saying I couldn't just kick her out and she was entitled to at least 60 days notice. My lawyer sent back a response with the cohabitation agreement she'd signed, which clearly stated she was a month-to-month occupant and could be asked to leave with 30 days notice. Also pointed out I hadn't even filed formal eviction paperwork, just asked her to leave voluntarily. The paralegal never responded after that. Then she completely switched tactics, started being super affectionate again, apologizing for overreacting about the whole kids thing. Said she'd been thinking and maybe she didn't actually need to be a mom. Maybe we could just get a dog instead. I wasn't buying it for a second. Told her nothing had changed and she still needed to be out by the deadline. That's when I got a call from the police. Apparently she'd filed a report claiming I'd stolen her laptop and she wanted it back. The cop who called sounded completely bored with the whole thing. Sir, your girlfriend is saying you took her computer. Is that true? No, officer. She took it herself a while back. It was in the kitchen, and then it wasn't. I assumed she'd moved it to her room or taken it to work. She's claiming you admitted to going through it and reading her private documents without permission. My heart rate kicked up. but I kept my voice steady. I saw a document that was already open on the screen when she left it on our kitchen table. I didn't go digging through her files or access anything that wasn't already displayed. All right. Well, it's a civil matter anyway. She'd need to take you to court if she thinks you did something wrong. Have a good one. That was close. She was fishing to see if I'd admit to seeing her plan. Few days later, she showed up with her dad and brother. They had a U-Haul. Her dad was pretty civil about it. We're just here to get her things. No problem. Let me know if you need help with anything. They loaded up all her furniture, clothes, everything. She didn't say a single word to me the entire time. Just shot me death glares while her dad and brother did all the heavy lifting. As they were wrapping up, her brother pulled me aside. Hey man, I don't know what happened with you two, but she's been acting really strange lately. Just watch your back, all right? I appreciate the heads up. She keeps talking about suing you or getting lawyers involved, says you owe her money for the time she lived here. I tried telling her that's not how breakups work, but she's not listening to anyone right now. I've got a lawyer handling things if she tries anything. But thanks for the warning. He nodded, and they left. She came back a few days after that. I was actually out but saw her on my doorbell camera. She was trying to use her old key in the lock. Obviously didn't work since I'd changed the locks right after she moved out. She pounded on the door for a while. Started yelling about me being a coward and a liar. Then she left. I sent the footage to my lawyer with a note, just documenting in case we need it. About a week later, she actually showed up at my office. I work from home mostly, but go in for meetings sometimes. She must have been tracking my location somehow, probably through the Google Maps sharing thing we'd set up forever ago that I forgot to turn off. She cornered me in the parking lot as I was leaving. We need to talk right now. No, we really don't. Please leave me alone. You ruined my life. I gave up everything for you. You didn't give up anything. You ended a lease, which was your own choice. Now please leave before I call security. You're going to regret this. I have proof you emotionally abused me. I have texts. I have witnesses. I'm going to destroy your reputation. That was it. I pulled out my phone and called my lawyer right there in front of her. She's here at my workplace threatening me, I said calmly. Harassment and defamation threats. She tried to grab my phone out of my hand. I stepped back. Are you recording me? No, I'm on the phone with my attorney. She literally ran to her car and peeled out of the parking lot. My lawyer filed for a temporary restraining order that afternoon. We had the doorbell footage of her trying to get in the house. We had the parking lot incident. We had screenshots of threatening texts her friend had sent about taking me for everything. The hearing was pretty quick. She showed up with her mom and that paralegal friend. The judge went through all the evidence. The threats, showing up at my workplace, trying to get into my house after moving out. Ma'am, did you go to his place of work? I just wanted to talk to him. He won't answer any of my calls or texts. Did you attempt to enter his residence after you'd already moved out? I left some of my things there. I was just checking on them. With a key that no longer worked, suggesting you were aware you were no longer welcome at the property. She didn't have a response to that. Judge granted the restraining order. 500 feet from me, my home, and my workplace for 1 year. Her mom started crying in the courtroom. Told the judge I was ruining her daughter's life over just a breakup. The judge was not having it. Ma'am, your daughter engaged in harassment and made explicit threats. This isn't about a breakup. This order is for the petitioner's protection and safety. As we were leaving the courthouse, the paralegal friend caught up with me in the hallway. You know, she's gonna fight this, right? She's already talked to some lawyers about Alimony. Good luck with that. We dated less than 2 years, never got married, she signed a cohabitation agreement, and she has her own job and income. There's no case there. She's gonna make your life a living hell. She's legally required to stay 500 feet away from me. So actually, no, she's really not. That was about a week ago. Haven't heard from her since. Changed my phone number, blocked her on every platform I could think of, turned off all location sharing. My house feels peaceful again. I'm sleeping better. Work is back to normal productivity. Did I feel guilty? Yeah, a little bit at first. 2 years is 2 years. We had some genuinely good times together. But then I think about that document, the spreadsheets, the cold, calculated plan to trap me with a pregnancy and drain me financially for years. She never loved me. She loved what I could provide. The stability, the $140K salary, the house, the comfortable lifestyle. I was never a person to her, just a resource to be exploited. My lawyer kept copies of that document as evidence in case she ever tries to file anything. It's all certified and dated. If she goes for alimony or makes any legal claims, he'll submit it to show premeditation and bad faith. That vasectomy I mentioned? That was originally just a test to see her reaction. But honestly, I actually went through with it last week. Figured it's good insurance at this point. My brother asked me if I felt like I dodged a bullet. More like I dodged a tactical nuke. To anyone reading this, trust your gut. If something feels off, it probably is. And protect yourself legally before things fall apart. I'm doing okay now. Started seeing a therapist to process the whole betrayal thing, which has actually helped a lot. Got back into some hobbies I'd dropped while we were together. Even grabbed coffee with someone from a friend's game night last weekend. Nothing serious, just nice to feel normal again. Life goes on. And it goes on way better without someone actively plotting to exploit you. I know some people might think I was too cold or harsh about how I handled everything. But she literally wrote out a detailed plan to baby trap me, fake marital problems, take half my house, and extract thousands per month from me for years while living her free life. I responded by being honest about my boundaries, protecting my assets, and getting legal protection when she started harassing me. I'll sleep just fine with that. Stay safe out there, and maybe don't leave your evil plans open on your laptop.